There were 20 individual billion-dollar disasters in the United States in 2021, the second highest number on record, costing more than $145 billion in damage, our third costliest year. We would like to explore the relationship between one of these disasters and municipal lending. The Marshall Fire in Boulder County, Colorado, destroyed over 1,000 homes and damaged another 284 buildings, with losses expected to reach over $800 million, making it the most expensive catastrophe in Colorado history. We decided to use the SRS Risk Library to examine the conditions leading up to the fire, specifically the components for wind, drought, and wildfire. Here we see an overview of the area, with the Boulder suburbs of Louisville and Superior on the right. Using the SRS Risk Library at the tract level, we find the fire risk for the tracts immediately bordering the towns to be historically elevated, running between 4 and 6, while the perimeter tracts closer to the mountains running significantly higher at 8, placing them in the top 10% in the country. The area has historically had only a very moderate level of drought, with the boundary and perimeter tracts scoring on the very low end of the SRS scale, a 2. This has provided a safeguard against the elevated potential for fire risk to the west. On November 30th, this area was declared a Stage 1 fire risk, the highest, warning of an extreme risk for high winds and fire, stating that it was critical to prevent fires of all kinds, to protect homes and wildlife from the devastating effects of wildfire. The persistent drought conditions of 2021 altered the area's risk profile significantly, pushing the boundary and perimeter tract SRS drought scores to 6 and 7, and the SRS wildfire scores to a maximum level of risk, a 10, while the large tract to the west of these has historically scored a near maximum SRS wind rating of 9. It was this deadly combination that activated on December 30th. In 2014, Boulder floated a school bond worth $578 million for the construction of 3 new schools and the upgrade of the existing 44. 2 of these schools were located directly in the burn zone: Superior Elementary with 435 students and El Dorado K-8 with 875. Importantly, the school bond, which was rated AA+ by both Fitch and Standard & Poor's, is only 14% funded with federal support, while the remaining 86% is paid for with local tax revenue. After an extended period of drought, and with a moisture content of less than 10% in most areas and close to 1% in some, the dried grasses to the west exploded into walls of flame, traveling 60 miles per hour or more. A comparative examination of the SRS knowledge graph reveals nearly 700 additional tracts where similar conditions prevail. The city of Louisville lost 550 homes, the town of Superior 378, and unincorporated Boulder County 156, for a combined loss of over $513 million, all in just a matter of hours. Understanding local underlying factors that contributed to this natural disaster event is an emerging area for global investors called spatial finance. The SRS Spatial Risk Library can help to identify other areas where the combination of these pre-existing conditions are situated. It is very likely that the financial standing and funding costs for the municipalities, counties, and school districts where these conditions exist may be impacted. The asset managers, insurers, and other stakeholders may ask whether taking into account SRS's environmental and climate change risk factors would help make better, more precise investment and underwriting decisions. Leveraging these spatial level factors provides new ways to delineate investment risks. Spatial risk systems, geospatial analytics from the ground up.